Hello, so we'll get started with lesson 2 and get into some playing. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about rhythm. For those of you that aren't familiar with basic note values and stuff, we'll learn 3 of them today. Rhythm, super, super important in any music, even more important than the notes, to be honest with you, that you keep a steady rhythm. Because if you think of if you're playing in a band or if you're dancing, the rhythm, clapping along to music, the rhythm is so, so important. If somebody hits a wrong note in a band, it doesn't matter. If they sing a wrong note while you're dancing to a song, it's fine, but you want that rhythm to be steady and to be maintained through the whole piece of music, so you can keep that rhythm going. So rhythm is made up of like long notes, short notes, different note values, and the 3 that we're going to learn about today on page 10 of your book are whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. Whole notes are the longest. They just look like a little circle, and they get 4 beats, 4 counts. A half note has the circle, empty circle, and a stem, a line going up or down from the note, and it gets 2 beats. And a quarter note is the circle is black and it's filled in, and it has a stem as well, and it's 1 beat. So if you were counting 1, 2, 3, 4, these would be quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These would be half notes because they get 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 counts each. And then whole notes are the longest, and they get 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I keep that steady rhythm going and play quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are quarter notes, 1 for each count. These are half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then whole notes get the 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as we move on to page 11, music is grouped into what's called measures. Any music would be. It doesn't matter if it's piano music, voice music, violin music, any music is grouped into measures. And the measures are divided by bar lines, which is shown at the top of page 11. And in any song, in each measure, there will be the same number of beats. You could have 4 beats in each measure in a song. You could have 3 beats. You could have 2 beats. You could have 6 beats, but it will be consistent through the whole song. So in this first song that we're going to learn, Rhythm and Blues, there's 4 beats in each measure. And you could see probably if I pointed, but if I show up close here, it starts off with a half note. So that's 2 beats. And then you have 2 quarter notes, which is 1 beat each. So altogether, that makes 4 beats. Then we have a bar line, and in the next measure, you have a whole notes. So that's 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should say that when the notes are stacked on top of one another, you play them at the same time. So you'll play C and E for 2 beats, and C and E for 1, C and E for 1, C and E for 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how the rhythm works. And then at the end of every song, you're going to have a double bar line. It's just a bar line with a thicker bar line behind it. And that's standard through any music, just designates that it's the end of the piece when you have a double bar line at the end there. So to play this song, Rhythm and Blues, you play it says there's an RH at the beginning with the right hand on C and E. It doesn't have to be this C and E in the middle of the piano. You can play it up here, or you can play it down here, you can play it here. It doesn't matter, and you can play around with it and play it in different positions. I'm going to play it in the middle here. And so we're going to play, and at the top, right above, you see where there's a 1 and a 3. So that means to play with your finger 1 and your finger 3. And also there's the little F at the beginning, and that means to play forte. So you're going to play it loudly. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the notes move up to F and A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how this song works, just getting you used to that, the rhythm of the quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. So at the bottom of the page, you'll see where it says teacher duet. That's something that you never have to learn that. If we were having in-person lessons, we would learn this song at your lesson. You would go away for the week and practice it. And then hopefully when you came back the following week, you would have it well learned. And then I would play the duet part along with you. So in the end, it would sound like this, that the right hand's playing your part, and then I would play the duet part like this. So it's kind of fun to play along with those duet parts. It just adds a little bit of interest to it, makes it more fun to play. So whenever we come across a piece in this book with that duet part, I will play the duet part so you have the opportunity at home once you've learned the song to play along with me. And you can also use that as a gauge, because if you are able to play along with me and keep it steady and don't have any stumbles or mistakes, then you know that the piece is well learned and you're ready to move on to the next stuff. So I'll count one measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll start to play. And that's where you would come in with me if you were going to be playing along. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's rhythm and blues. We'll move on to page 12 and exploring seconds, and then we'll do exploring thirds, and then that's probably it for today. So exploring seconds talks about the interval of a second on the piano. It's called a second or a step. You move from one note to the very next note, very next white note, up or down. So say from C to D or back down, that's a second. Or from F to G, whatever, any white note to the very next white note is a step or a second. So for this song, it talks about the C pentascale. A pentascale is just a scale made up of 5 notes. So for this particular one, we have C, D, E, F, and G. So our right hand, it's going to show you with the beginning, it says RH. So put your thumb on the C, and it shows you in the little diagram as well. C, D, E, F, G. Finger 1 is on C, 2 is on D, 3 is on E, 4 is on F, and 5 is on G. And then in the left hand, you're going to put finger 5 on C, 4 on D, 3 on E, 2 on F, and 1 on G. And that'll be shown to you in these little diagrams. if you're unsure of your position. So that's my position, and it says to start with the right hand. And so first of all, I'm going to say the finger numbers, which are written above the notes. C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, C, C. And then in this one, we have something new. There's a repeat sign at the end, which is that double bar line, but it has 2 dots in front of it. And all that means is to repeat the song. So you play it twice. You go right back to the beginning and play it again. And notice with our dynamics, there's an F and then a P, which means the first time play it forte, the second time play it piano. So loud the first time, soft the second time. In no time at all, you'll have that down with no explanation for that. Okay, so this time I'm going to count it. So in each measure, I'm going to count to 4. I'll do it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I named or I counted the rhythm that time. The previous time I named the finger numbers. And another thing that you should do for each song is name the notes. And so I'll demonstrate that for you in the next song, Exploring Thirds. And so thirds is another kind of interval. In the previous song, we learned steps or seconds. Now we're going to learn thirds. Thirds is when you skip one note. So say, for example, from a C to an E, and you're skipping one white note in between, the D, or from a G to a B, G to B, skipping the A in between. That's an interval of a third or a skip. Okay, so Exploring Thirds, this song deals all with thirds in our same position, thumb on C in the right hand, 5 on C in the left hand. And then we're skipping. So we're only going to be using fingers 1, 3, and 5. We won't be using the 2. We won't be using the 4. Okay. One good thing to do when you're getting used to rhythm is to clap and count the rhythm as well without even playing anything. So if I was going to do that again, there's 4 beats in every measure in this song. So I would count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that one's a whole note, so it gets 4 beats, 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would repeat because there's a repeat sign. Okay, I'll go one more time through. This time I'll name the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, that was counting. I'm going to name the notes. We're doing this straight through, bloopers and all. So C, E, G, C, E, G, G, E, C, E, G, 2, 3, 4, C, E, G, C, E, G, G, E, G, E, C, 2, 3, 4. So it's important, even when you're concentrating on the notes, that you're still trying to feel that pulse, feel that rhythm. Okay. So again, for both of these songs, clap it and count it, play it and say the finger numbers, play it and name the notes, and play it and count. That's a good way to work through them every day until they're just very, very secure. And once they are, that's when you want to move on to the next lesson. Once you've got everything solidly under your fingers from this lesson, And so we'll leave it there for this time. And so you have to work on rhythm and blues, exploring seconds and exploring thirds, and just understanding the note values, quarter note, half note, whole note, what a measure is, what a bar line is, what a repeat sign is, and what a second or a step and what a third or a skip is. So those are all the things we covered today. So we're just have 3 songs to practice, but there's a lot of material in there to remember, and that we will be building on every lesson. Learning music is kind of like math. You have to learn the basics and then you build and build and build and build. So I hope everything I went through is clear, and we'll see you next time.